Chuck. Doesn't that name sound familiar? Do I know a Chuck? Did I hear it in passing? Oh yeah, we have a new brawler coming. Look guys, I wouldn't hold it against you if you ended up forgetting about Chuck and his existence here within Brawl Stars, because Brawl Stars has been quite hectic here recently when it comes to updates coming around the corner, crazy events with the Star Drop event that we have right now, news about some wild changes to Club League here, which I'm sure we will be still talking about a little bit more in depth here in a future video. So hey, it's safe to say things have kind of pushed the hype around Chuck to the back burner until he's released. I know a lot of people are going to be excited once again, but I am here, your friendly reminder, Detective Ray on the case, to let you know that Chuck is right around the corner, and today we're going to try to get to the bottom of when Chuck will be released specifically. So of course these videos aren't that easy, and I kind of got to throw my neck out there. If you make a prediction wrong, obviously it doesn't look the best, but I do it to try to help you all as best as I can. And if that is significant, or if it does help you out, it always goes a long way if you consider subscribing to the channel. And not to mention, we still have that crazy giveaway for the 170 gems or the potential 5 golden codes to wish for whatever you want in Brawl Stars, where the winners will be announced on the 17th of October. So still time to get entered in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It truly is just that simple. But getting back to it, some time ago now, at the point that I'm recording this video, we ended up making a general prediction, a timeline when it would make sense for Chuck to come out, so you can kind of have an idea when he should be released. And I had promised you in that episode that we would try to get a more precise pinpoint date for you guys, and I think I'm pretty dang confident as to when he should be released now that we're really close to his release. So we had actually brought this up before in that episode some time ago, trying to get a ballpark idea of Chuck's release, but probably the most important piece of evidence that we have to go off of when predicting any new brawler's release is the duration of the season. Seeing that we've had so many past examples of secondary brawler releases, what the Brawl Stars dev team typically does or tends to do with these things is, of course, the newest brawler, the chromatic brawler, is released when the season is released, and then to keep the hype going, the second brawler most of the time comes out towards the halfway point of the season. We've said this so many times, it should be pretty much so basic knowledge now whenever a new brawler comes out, or if you're trying to figure out when the second new brawler is coming out. Now season 20's duration is a little bit different than most Brawl Pass seasons. It was kind of cut down compared to most. It is only 57 days long when going off of the duration that we have. So of course, seeing that that is an odd number, the halfway point would be 28.5 days, but it could be either or. So we'll do 28 days, October 9th, but if we round up, the halfway point on the 29th day would be October 10th. Now we came to this conclusion in that episode, but a lot of the time, and the reason why most of my predictions for new brawlers coming out are kind of off, I feel like whenever a new brawler comes out on the dev team's end of things, they have a set date that they shoot for, but then it can kind of change once we get closer and closer when it would make sense for them to come out. Priorities change whenever the date comes up, things can shift around a little bit, so a lot of the time we can get this ballpark answer and then it will land within like a 2 to 3, 4, 5 day grace period, you know what I mean? But this time I think it's a little bit different actually, because we have a bit more concrete evidence to go off of, more so than we've had with other new brawlers coming out, and that significant bit of evidence is actually in a skin. Never hold it past Brawl Stars to have some fun, juicy sneak peeks in their game. Unique ones, I would say. Hey, they're constantly keeping us guessing. So I believe we had touched upon this in a recent video as well here on the channel, but seeing that we now have some overlapping evidence, which I've said countless times, whenever you have duplicating things pop up, it is almost always important to take note of, right? But we have October 9th or October 10th based on the halfway point of the season, while on top of that, here on the Nerd Squeak skin, we have a significant Easter egg there on his watch, and it's kind of hard to see, but we have 10/10, which of course is a date that is right around the corner, and a date that we already mentioned in this episode, October 10th. And the final bit of info that we have here, again, we have a lot of evidence helping us to figure out when Chuck should be released, is actually kind of a roundabout method to figure out when Chuck is released, and that is when his Inferno Chuck skin is coming to the game. Seeing that it's 29 gem skin, it's the cheap one, and what we've seen a lot whenever a new brawler comes out and they're being released with a skin is when the brawler's released, it's also released with the skin. So we can go off of what they have in the in-game news tab here. The Inferno Chuck skin is going to be available in the shop in the middle of October. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, because I would have thought the same way a few updates ago. It makes sense with everything that we've gone over that Chuck should be released on October 10th, or at least it is a fair guess to make, and it still very well could be true, but for some reason that date just isn't sitting right in my gut. Again, you can mark down October 10th on your calendar. I think that is a fair date for Chuck to come out, but based on a few things that has happened here recently, i.e. the Starr drop event ending on October 17th, I think gives us even more info to go off of. I don't think it's going to work out, seeing that it is currently October 7th that Chuck would be released 3 days from now on that October 10th Squeak Watch sneak peek, or the halfway point of the season. Seeing that whenever a brand new brawler comes out, we get a 7-day period where it's sitting in our brawler coming soon section, so we can test them out, see if it's going to be worth our credits, right? A 7-day grace period of testing. And of course, we are well past that now if the date would be October 10th. I think what we are working with, the sneak peek from the Squeak Watch, is when he's going to be in game, not playable in regular matches, but testing him out in Training Cave and the Brawler Coming Soon section. I think it's a perfect timeline from what we're seeing from the Starr drop event wrapping up, where he would be available in game on the 10th. We have that 7-day grace period. Once the Starr drop event ends, October 17th, Chuck should be released. We already have this hype thing going on with the Starr drop event right now. I don't think they would release a brawler halfway in between it, right? They're going to wait till it wraps up, and then Chuck will be released, us already knowing that it's going to be coming out with a countdown. While at the same time, it gives even more credibility to that Inferno Chuck skin coming out middle of October, being October 17th, right? It is pretty much so smack dab in the middle of October. So my official prediction date is going to be October 17th for Chuck's release. If not, and something crazy happens, maybe October 10th, but we'll just have to wait and see. Feeling pretty confident about October 17th. But yeah, of course, you guys should let me know what you're thinking about Chuck. I know it's kind of coming at a surprise how soon he should be coming out, right? Time is just flying throughout this season. It is a shorter season, but still, it is going by quick with everything going on. It's nuts. But just another really exciting thing to look forward to here, and it is warranted. Chuck is seeming to be one of the most exciting brawlers to come out in quite some time, just based off of his incredibly unique mechanics here. I think he's going to be really hard to get down, but those players who are inclined to jive with the higher skill cap brawlers that take a bit of time to master and use their mechanics in an optimal way, the most optimal way, I feel like this brawler is for you. I play with him a little bit here in dev build, and I gotta say, his mechanics are kind of hard to get down here, but there's so much potential. You guys know mobility is incredibly important here in Brawl Stars, and the potential for mobility here for Chuck is wild. Absolutely wild. You got a self-charging super, which I think is going to be ridiculous in Brawl Ball, obviously, but some of the stuff that you can set up here, we even got it wrong there, kind of botching the lineups here on the stations or the pegs. I think is pretty dang insane. We got a lot of abilities here to tinker around with the mobility department, and some damage output things like we just saw there. It's crazy. Let's go like this, bop them away, little kickback there, so dang good for disruption, and now we can zip through them, and so dang hard to hit. Man, it's nuts. Okay, dodge, jukes. Let's get like this so we can get our super with the gadget, get him off guard. Maybe we can line up a motor through him. Okay, let's go like this, zip to it. Oh, I wasn't able to zip to it. I'm trying to get a lineup. Yes, 5,250. Holy crap. You guys see what I'm saying? Chuck is like wild. I got a feeling Chuck's going to be that character where there's going to be a lot of flubs and mistakes going on with how you're playing him, right? An unintentional super laid out somewhere. But again, the potential is so massive with this character. The amount of mobility that you can set up with this, the self-charging super is going to be wild. In Brawl Ball, the kickback, the damage isn't too bad. His character character design is awesome as well. It's one of those rare brawlers that come out from time to time here in Brawl Stars that just gets you excited about the potential, what this character is going to be like in the right hands, just because you just don't know what he's truly capable of. And I cannot wait for everyone to get their hands on him so we can see what he is capable of. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But there you have it, everyone. Chuck, the exciting brawler dude, the kind of forgotten hype brawler with everything going on here. But yeah, guys, hope you're all looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, found it useful. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you all later. Adios.